So we're in the key of F sharp, and again, we're doing licks in all 12 keys. So this lick for F sharp is gonna go like this. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, KC, how would I use that? I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today, because you care for me in such a special way. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is KC. I am super excited about today's piano tutorial. And listen, if you're not having fun, it's because you're not here with Pretty Simple Music, because I'm all about fun. So I'm gonna give you guys 12 different licks in 12 different keys. So I'm not gonna give you the same lick in each key. I'm literally gonna give you something that you can use right now in all 12 keys. So with that being said and done, let's jump in. So we have a C major. Anybody can do this. F major, C, G, C. And you probably wonder, how can I use that lick? Now, if you look carefully here, we're starting here in C, and this works for any key. Now, this is where the splice takes place. You look at the bottom two notes, and you're gonna splice these. Splice below and above, splice below and above. So, woo-hoo-hoo. This is an E major chord, splice the bottom two. Ooh. Now, watch this. If we're on this C, we can do this. Up. This works literally in any key. And I'm going to include this in the PDF. We are now in C sharp. And the lick in C sharp that we want to cover is one that you guys have seen me do before. But I'm going to show you how you can actually play this in a real life situation. So in C sharp, we're gonna play what we call our skip and drop, and it sounds like this. You're probably wondering, okay, that sounds great, KC, I've heard you play that before, but how would you use it in a real life situation? Well, that same song that we just played, The Days of Elijah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can see, this works literally in any key. So we just took it up a half step to C sharp, and this lick here, or this skip and drop lick that we are gonna break down, will work for songs like that. It'll also work for hymns. I surrender all. You guys have heard me do this before. I surrender all. Right, so what am I doing here? When I say skip and drop, so let's just say, for example, we were in the key of C. It's a lot easier to see here because I'm skipping 2 keys and then dropping. Skip 2 keys, drop. Now in the key of C sharp, we're gonna go start here, skip the two notes in between here, these 2 notes, and then drop in the diatonic scale of C sharp or D flat. Drop. Skip these 2, drop. Anybody can do this, I promise you. And this is just a great exercise to learn in all 12 keys. And I'm just going down the scale. And now, if you look here, with my left hand, and the cool thing about the left hand, it just basically up. It's skipping 2 keys too, because here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And again, I break this down in the skip and drop video tutorial here on our YouTube channel. So I just don't want to waste a lot of time. So we're going to combine them together. And of course, I played this a little bit faster. So, and this is just a great exercise to play, to train your hands to play in different keys. All right. Now real quick, if you've been here before, you know I say 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all it takes to give this video a thumbs up. Some of you guys can do it in 1 second, but I really appreciate it. It keeps me encouraged, keeps me motivated to do more videos like this. And who knows, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll bring another artist in, another musician to do more licks. So let's get back into today's piano tutorial. Okay, so now we're in the key of D, and I'm gonna give you something a little bit more difficult first for my advanced musicians, and then I'll give you a second one in the key of D that's a little bit more simple, okay? So this is a little bit more advanced. So let's say we're doing the song, I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today, because you cared for me. Now, what am I doing here? What is this? So I'm doing a lot of like passing notes, but it's really like a diminished type vibe. So so this is gonna take me to my 2 chord. So I love you, I love you. All right, I spell that out one more time. I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today, because you care. It's the same lick, I just moved it up. Let me spell that out for you. Right? Simple. So that could almost turn to a track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, I'm just having fun here. All right, so let me give you the other one that's in the key of D. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna substitute 1 to the 4, 4 back to the 1. So you hear the 1, 1 to the 4, 4 back to the 1. Now watch this. 1 to the 4, 4 back to the 1. Let's say you're a little bit more advanced. You can open up 1 to the 4, 4 back to the 1. Right? So what did I do there? If you're an absolute beginner, you can play this A major chord, and we're gonna add the 2. Now here's our drop 2. We're gonna drop 2, or drop the second highest note from the top. I can't reiterate that enough. Drop 2 means drop the second highest note, not the second note. The second highest note, as you can see in this chord, is a C sharp, because the highest note is an E. And I have a whole video that breaks down drop 2 chords. All right, so we're gonna drop this down here, and then we're gonna go to this chord right here, which is a G major chord, add 2, drop the 2, all right? Or drop the second highest note. So instead of, we did this. So we're gonna go here, to the 4, 4 back to the 1. So that's 4 back to the 1. So this is a substitution chord for the 4 chord. And as you can see here, I have these 3 notes, which is E, F sharp, and B over G. And that is not a drop 2 chord. But this is a drop 2 chord. This is a D major chord, add the 2, and drop the 2, drop the second highest note. So let's put this together. 4 back to the 1. Watch this wide. Some of you guys have heard me play this. Right? Now what did I do there? I just opened this chord up. All right, it's still a drop 2 chord in a weird kind of way, but because here's that A chord. Drop the 2 down, all the way down to the bottom. So we have this chord, and then I just, all right? And I have a whole video that breaks this chord pattern down as well, so. This is the next chord. So this is like 4 back to the 1. All right, so 4. All right, and again, we're gonna do these type of chords and these type of movements. The goal is for you to be able to play these in all 12 keys, not just, I want you to. Okay, so now we're in the key of E flat, all right? And I'm gonna give you guys a chord substitution, but it's really like a chord progression that turns into a chord substitution. So instead of playing a basic E flat chord, we're gonna play a 1, 3, 6. So that 1, 3, 6 sounds like this. 1, 3, 6. So, and the chord sounds like this that we're gonna play with it. And it sounds like a little bit of a cluster. Now let me show you how you can use this in a real life situation. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Watch this, sound back to the E flat that saved a wretch like me. What am I doing? I'm doing F, 1, 3, 6. And again, I'm gonna break this down for you guys. B flat like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now. Splice chords. Some of y'all skipped step 1. I see. And again, I told you those splice chords can take you to the next key. All right, so what is this 1, 3, 6? So 1, 3, 6. The right hand is gonna play a basic E flat major chord with the added 2. And I'm just doing it in different versions here. So 1, 3, 6. I'll do it one more time for you. 1, 3, 6. And again, I'm gonna give you the PDF. It's gonna break this down so that you can be able to do this in every key, all right? So that's 1, 3, 6 in the key of E flat. Here's A flat, 1, 3, 6. 1, 3, 6. And you gotta know how to use this quickly and effectively. So amazing grace, how, A flat, how sweet the sound back to home that saved a wretch, F. Like me, B flat, me. And there are different ways to open this chord up. You know, you can reach down here, all right? And again, I'm going to include this in the PDF so that way you have this 136 movement in all 12 keys. Back in the day, we used to sing this song, Here I Am to Worship. And it sounds like this. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. So let's say someone is singing a solo. I could do this. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Ooh, what am I doing? E, B, D to A. Same thing for Lord, you're good and your mercy, right? The same chord progression, right? Lord, you are good and your mercy endureth forever. Right? 1, 3, 6. So I'm showing you that don't be stuck into playing certain nuances in one key. Learn how to play them in all 12 keys and learn how to open them up a little bit. Which now brings us to the key of F. And whenever there's a singer coming up, you know, we like to play little soft chords. Now these are drop 2 chords. I'm just kind of moving down the scale. Now what can you play instead of this? You can play this. Now I'm on a 2 to the 5 to the 1. Now, what did I do there? I did the chromatic spider. Some of you guys remember that from our Play It Now series. I appreciate the love and support for that one. This is just a short version of it, okay? And again, I'm just giving you something that you can play in every key. So, all right, this is something that you can use. To the 5. And Splice chord, 1. All right, so what we're gonna do is start here. And I'm just gonna spell this chord out. I'm not gonna give you guys a lot of theory on this. Let's keep it fun, okay? So, now right here is an A7, and I'm gonna play a G major chord here with the C8. And then I'm gonna do that same type of pattern. So, that's an F over that A flat 7. All right, and that takes us to our G minor 9 with 11, which is a 2 to the 5. To the 1. These are thirds. So we're in the key of F sharp, and again, we're doing licks in all 12 keys. So this lick for F sharp is gonna go like this. Now you're probably saying to yourself, KC, how would I use that? I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today, because you care for me in such a special way. I love you, I love you, I love you. So I'm going to the 1, 4, 3, to the 6. Slow it down, KC, you're showing off. I promise I'm gonna break this down as best as I can. All right, so what I'm gonna do is boom, 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 boom. If you can get that, you should be good to go. Now watch the left hand. So when you come to this E flat, now you're on your 4 chord. So, and if you notice, this is an F sharp 7 chord, or minor 7. Now I'm on my 4 chord. Now on the 3, so that's B, A flat, and then I'm gonna come up and match it. And this is taking me, as you can see, is the A sharp 7 with the flat 9. Technically this is a B flat, and now we're gonna go to our minor chord. So anytime you wanna go to the 6th chord, this is it. What is it? Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. Na, 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 na. I don't know if that works, but it sounds pretty dope to me. All right, so anyway, that's how you get to a minor chord in the key of F sharp. There we go. Close it out here. All right, so let's go to our next key. Okay, so now we're in the key of G, and this is definitely for a time of worship or time of prayer when things are really, really getting intense. So what you can do is, we're gonna play what we call Phrygian worship. Phrygian worship, what are you talking about, Casey? All right, I'm gonna play the Phrygian scale using suspended chords. So this is their praying. You guys have heard me play this before. Gives that type of suspense. Now, the reason why they call this Phrygian is because Phrygian starts on the 3rd scale degree of what? Of the key of E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Start on the 3. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So that 3, that's called a Phrygian scale. So this gets into modes and different things like that. But anyway, you're gonna hold this G at the bottom. G suspended. So you can see here, this is G sus4, Jesus 4. G sus4. Take it up a half step, because this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1 in the key of E flat. 2, 3. So 4, which is A flat, B flat. Keep that G at the bottom. C, D, E flat, F. All right, so this one's really, really simple, but it gives a nice suspenseful I would like to call this like a Phrygian worship mode of suspense. Okay, so that's why you hear a lot of. All right, so that's it for the key of G. Let's go to our next key. Okay, so now we're in the key of A flat. This is every gospel musician's key. And we already know where the most famous popular song in A flat is. Modern song for gospel musicians. More than anything. All right, now I'm gonna give you guys something simple that you can use. And this is like a worship phrase or worship lick. So instead of that, I love you, Jesus. And adore you. Y'all know the lick I'm talking about, this boom, 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 right? We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna give you this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. I love you, Jesus. More than anything. That works. Anytime you want to go to a 4 chord, it can be Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. I don't care what song it is. Me and my bass player, Russell Smith, shout out to him. Man, we will kill this lick on almost every song. And I think it's from Fred Hammond, that little riff there. So that's 4, 3, 1, 7, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 3, 4. So you want to be able to learn that in all 12 keys, not just the key of A flat, all right? So I know A flat is a popular key, and there's a whole bunch of tutorials and songs and licks in A flat. So let's go to key of A. So now we're in the key of A. So what we want to do is something simple, and I'm going to show you how to spice up something simple. 1 to the 4, to D major, to the 5, back to the 1. Now what can we do here? We're going to do this. 1 to the 4, to the 5, to the 1. Now, what am I doing here? Instead of holding an A chord, anytime you want to play an A major chord, you can do this. This is really like an open voicing in a weird kind of way. It's like an A chord, but this is a drop 2. Drop 2, it means drop the second highest note, which is C sharp, down to the bottom. But I'm adding a nice little flurry here. So what am I doing here? And then down. So anytime you want to play an A chord, with the left hand, you're going to play this. And then down. So what I'm doing here in my mind, I'm playing an E, right? Here's E major. That's a nice little riff, I guess you could say. And then I break this down in our Play Like You series 3, where I go through like literally every key, breaking this down, all right? And I also do this in our Expand series, where I'm gonna give you this as well. So when you come down here, so anytime you wanna play a A chord, to the 4, you're gonna do the same thing here. It just sounds so good. So I'm playing A, D, E, down to the F sharp, and then I'm gonna all right. All right, and this is a substitution for our D chord. So that's why it's important for you to learn this in literally every key. B flat, B. All right, I'm not trying to show off, but my point is that it is so vitally important for you to be able to play these in all 12 keys, all right? Because you need these, so if you're A, to the D. Now we're gonna do the E one to the E. Or you can do it down here to the E. Oh, it just sounds so good. So what am I doing here? B, E, F sharp, down to the A flat or G sharp. Same two notes. That's all I'm doing. Same type of movement. So A to the D, to the E. I like it down at the bottom, to the A. All right. Okay, so now we're in B flat, a nice little bluesy type of vibe. And we're gonna do this lick right here. Now, I'm not gonna show off, I'm gonna show you how simple this is. This is what you wanna do here, slide down, and then, so this is the first set. Do it with me, and then, come on. Do it again, and you just continue it down. If you're lazy, just, so basically I'm just coming straight on down. All right, and I do this in all 12 keys. You definitely want to check out this video right here where I give you the fingering, everything you can think of to be able to play this lick in all 12 keys. So let's go to our next key. Okay, so now we're in the key of B. And I do this all the time, and this kind of sounds like where we started, but I'm gonna do a little twist here by keeping this pattern moving. So let's say we're in the key of B, and you can do this. All right, and you hear this pad in the background. I'm gonna keep this pad going throughout this lesson, but I'm also gonna include it in our download. So in addition to the PDFs to follow along with, MIDI files, I'm also gonna include this pad, as well as that track that you heard at the beginning as well. So what am I doing here? I'm going down the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna start with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. So I'm gonna do a B flat major chord, first inversion, and then we're gonna drop this down. So 7, A flat or G sharp is 6, major, drop it, 5, drop the bottom 2, 4, 3, which is A flat or, E flat or D sharp, and then 2, C sharp, drop it, and then to the 1. And then I'm just gonna go down a whole step from this. So if I'm hitting B flat here, what's a whole step below? A flat, drop it down 2. The next one is A flat. See, A flat, a whole step below is F sharp. 6, 5, 4. Wherever that top note is, go down a whole step. Last one, 2, and then 1. I almost tricked myself there. 2, and then a 1. Now, something else you can do, watch this. This is a little bit more advanced. Ooh! What am I doing here? This is those splice chords. Ooh. Remember, if you splice that last one, what happens? Back to C. Now I'm in the key of C. Now I'm telling you guys, learn these licks and nuances in all 12 keys. All keys matter. So I've enjoyed giving you guys different licks, 12 different keys. And you all know I never like to close any video without letting you know that today is a new day, a new life, and a new opportunity for you to become a better you. Check out this video right here. Here's some more licks that you guys can use in your musical journey.